So yeah, now we are going to see our next shot. Let me play this. Now we are going to make this scene to zoom in our controller. To zoom in our controller. Now let's go back to our Blender. And now let me increase these in frames to 250 I guess. And now go to the 191 frame and let me uncheck this and come from our camera. Now I am going to add another camera. For that, I am going to rename this camera by camera second camera and double click this and write second camera. And also I am drawing for this light, and for this also I don't think so I need to add another area light to a scene because these two area lights are enough for our next shot. For now we are going to add another camera, go to add and then just go add this camera and then click this, hide this from viewport and also from render view, and go to this camera, click this and click this, and now click this to view from the camera view and press N on your keyboard and check this camera to view. Now let me set my camera like this, and I'm going to do one thing. Go to this camera and increase the photo length 50 to 80 like this, and adjust your camera little bit, and I'm going to like this from this view. Yeah, it's looking very nice. I hope so it will turn like I want, and I am going to increase the photo length like 82 I guess. Yeah, 82. Now I am going to select this camera and click on your keyboard and press this location and rotation keyframe. And after that, I am going to go to like 120 and then press G and H, G and Z like this, and press K again on your keyboard and press again location and rotation keyframe. And after that, go to the 240 and again press G and H on your keyboard to move this like this, and press K again on your keyboard and click this location and rotation keyframe. Like we are inserting different keyframes at different times. So after that, go to this in frame 250 and press G and Z to move like this, and press K again and rotation keyframe. Now we are going to look how this is looking like. Yeah, but we still need to increase our photo length like 185 I guess. But I am going to select all these four inserted keyframes and press right click on my mouse and then go to the interpolation mode and click this linear. Yeah, it's looking nice, but it should be a little bit faster. I'm going to like to 210 and also select those two keyframes and move it to like 30. And now see, but as a personal thought, I still think let me increase the photo length and let's see how this will look like. Let me do it 400. Yeah, it's nice I guess. It's 225 and made this, or even 220. Now let me play. Yeah, it's not looking that similar, but it's looking good to me I guess. And this light effect is also looking nice. And with that, I'm going to move to our next shot, and you can adjust this shot by your preferences, but as I think it's looking nice to me, because as an instructor I'm just going to tell you how to render this shot, how to do this step, but for creativity process you need to adjust your shot according to yourself. And then I'm going to, so yeah, this is a shot complete. Now I'm going to press and play my animation again, and let's see which is next shot. Yeah, this shot. Now we are going to add this shot. So for that, I need another camera for that shot. Like, but we still can draw to our first camera and we can make this animation from that. Yeah. Now I am going to do one more thing. Just go to this, rename this to like third camera, and then I am going to hide this and go to this, unhide this from render and viewport and press this. Now I am going to make a scene like which was last keyframe. Yeah, I just messed up with this scene. Yeah, it's okay. Now we are from 231 keyframes. I am going to uncheck this and then click right. And now I am going to do one more thing. Let me play my shot again. Yeah, like this. Go to my blender, select this sketch web model and press K, location in rotation keyframe. How I we are going to insert our keyframe by pressing K on your keyboard. And then go to the 232 frame and select this sketch web model and press R and X like this. And then we are going to insert a keyframe here. Press K on your keyboard and press rotation and rotation keyframe. And then we are going to increase this like to like 300 and go to our like 280 keyframe and then press this keyframe model and then press R, X and then go to like this. Yeah, like this. And press again on your keyboard and press location and rotation keyframe. And now you're going to see this is the look we are going to get. Yeah, like this. After that, we are going to move to our last shot, this shot. And we are done with this shot. And now we are going to move to our last shot. Go to a blender and just select these both keyframe like this. And you can also select one and hold your shift and press second keyframe and right click on your mouse and go to the interpolation mode and go to this select linear. And now it will look nice. And after that, go to the 281 and I'm going to select this camera. Press K on your keyboard and press this rotation keyframe and go 282. Let me play my last shot again to see. Yeah, like this. Let me select my sketch model and draw with like this. Press R and X and then draw with like this. Press K again on your keyboard and go with rotation frame and then go to the 281 frame and select this camera and then go with 282 like 281 and then go to like 320 keyframes, increase this in frames and then go to this last in frame and then just uncheck this and like this. Press shift and shift Y and hold shift, like this, go to this, press G and Y on your keyboard, and then G and X, and then G and Z, like this, and press K on your keyboard. Draw with location and rotation keyframe, insert it, and let's see how it's looking like. It's looking good to me. And then increase this keyframe like 350, I guess, and just draw this, select this keyframe, and press Shift D to duplicate it, and then just go to this frame and insert it here. Now it's going to be like this, and select all these three keyframes and right click on your mouse and then just go with interpolation mode like this, and then go with linear. Now we are going to see this shot like this. Yeah, now we are done with our shots. Now what we are going to do is to just go, and we are done with 7 shots, and now we are just go and see if anything remaining in our animation. So all is looking perfectly fine, and now we are just going to this tab and then go select the cycles, draw with GPU compute. If you don't have a graphic card, then you can't draw with GPU compute, and I'm going to edit this by, this is a viewport setting, but I'm going to render this animation right now. Then I'm going to add this light 150, I guess, or 200, and then go to this denoiser, and I'm going to select this optics. If you have graphic card, then you can go with optics. Otherwise it's perfectly fine to go with open image denoise. I'm going to with math samples 200 for rendering this animation, but if you want to very high resolution, then you are going to up to 400 math samples, but it will take a lot more time because I have only RTX 3000 NVIDIA card. For me, 200 is good for me, but if you want higher resolution, then you can go up to 4000, and it's your call and your choice. But if you don't have any graphic card, then I suggest you go with your 100 or 200 frames samples. And then I'm just going to scroll down and then click this color management, and I'm going with AGX, and then just go with medium high contrast or medium low contrast. Medium low contrast looking fine to me. And after that, we are going with frame FPS. I am going with 24, but if you want, you can go with 30 or 60. It's your choice what you are going to select, and I'm going to select PNG. And for this, you have to select the output of it. And for output select, you just have to press this button, and I am going to light um, here. I'm to add a new folder like this, controller PS5. Yeah, I am going to save this, and yeah, everything is fine. Now we just need to go and render this animation, and let's see how is it going to look like. But I am going to not render it all at once. I am going to do one shot, and then after second shot, third shot, up to 7 shots. So I'm just going to this and select frame start. I'm going to this first lightning, and then hide this area light. And what was shot, our first shot Indian was 50, and for, so I am going to start from frame start 1, and in frame is going to be 50. And let me check how this is looking like. Yeah, it's looking very nice. I'm going to select these both keyframes, and then press right click on your mouse and go to the interpolation mode and select linear. Yeah, first I'm going to render these 50 frames, and also check this file format. I'm going to select PNG, and I would like to suggest you go with PNG, not go with JPEG or any other format. And yeah, we are done. Now we are going to render this animation. Yeah, for now I'm going to render these 50 frames. After that, I will select next shot, and after that I'm going to select next shot. So go to this render and press render animation. Now you are able to see I started rendering. It will take a little while, and let me pause this video for now. And after when it's done, I am going to tell you how to select in other frames and then render it and turn all those PNG files into a perfect animation video. So let me pause this video till it's completely rendered. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Now our first 50 frames are completely rendered. Now we are going to move to our next renders. So here, if you go to your file and chat where you save your output renders, then you will see there are the images of our 50 frames from frame 1 to frame 50. Now we are going back to our Blender and just close it and then again open your Blender and now set this start frames to 51 and in frame to 100 I guess. And now after frame 51 we are going to select this stretch frame model like this and we are going to play like this, and then we are going to hide this light and also we are going to hide um, unhide this light, yeah, from our rendered view. And yeah, everything is looking right now from 51 to 100. Now let me play this animation. Yeah, I am going to render this from start from 51 and then render it to 100, and let me see. Yeah, it's not that bad. So everything I set up already. Now I just need to do one thing. Check this frame start frame and ending frame, and then again go this to render tab and then check this render animation. And again, now it's rendering, and now I'm going to pause this video till it's completely rendered from frame 51 to frame 100. Now you are able to see here frames are increasing from one by one. So yeah, let's wait till it's completely rendered. Now our 100 frames are completely rendered from frame 50 to frame 100. Now we are going to move to our next shot to render. Now let me close it, and then we are going to set start frame to 100, 101, and then in frame I'm going to select 105. And now we are going to play this shot, and also I am going to select these keyframes and right click on my mouse and go to the interpolation mode and select linear. And now what we are going to do, go, and everything is already we set up, and now we just have to click this render and click this render animation. Yeah, now we have to wait for a while and let's see how it will turn out. Let me pause this video till it's completely render from 101 frame to 150 frames. So yeah. So yeah, now our frames from 100 to 150 are completely rendered. Now we are going to move to our next shot, and for that we have to increase the timeline from 150 to 200 I guess. And again I am going to select this stretch frame model, and yeah, sorry. And now what I need to do is uncheck this, uncheck this, and then unhide these lights. After that, I also have to do one more thing, uncheck this first camera, and then go unhide this camera and select this. And now if we are going to play, we will get this. And I am going to set my start keyframes from 151, and then let me select this 152. And now, just simple as that, yeah, this is shot we are going to get. Now everything is set up. We just need to do one more thing, and that is we are going to just click here on our render and then click this animation. And now we have to wait for a while. So when it's completely rendered, we are going to move to our next shot and rendering it. Let me pause this video till it's completely rendered. So yeah. So yeah. Now from frame 150 to 200 are completely rendered. Now we are going to move to our next shot. Let him close this first, and then I'm just setting this up. Set this start frame from 251 RS, and in frame going to be 300. And now what I am going to do is one simple step. Just uncheck this camera and unhide this camera from viewport and also from render view, and then go from the camera view, and then let me do one simple step. I'm going to select it 252 from 252 frames, and then sorry, what I am gonna do is uncheck this camera and view from this angle, and let me see from this camera angle. Yeah, it's looking perfectly fine. Let me select this, come like this, and yeah, it's looking nice to me. I hope so. And then we are going to do one more thing. Yeah, select those both keyframes. Let me select both keyframes and right click on your mouse and go to interpolation mode and select this linear. Now I am going to do just one thing, and that is let me uncheck this light to see how it is looking like. It's a little more bright, I guess. And now I am going to do is everything is set up by default. Just go press this render tab and then render this animation. And now we have to wait till it's completely rendered from frame 250 to 300. So yeah, now from frames 250 to 300, we completely rendered these frames. But here we did a little mistake. But before that, we need to do one more thing. Let me close this. And then what I did, I actually rendered our next shot. But before that, we need to render from frame 200 to frame 250. Now I am gonna do this shot again and render this. And let me select my unhide this camera, and I'm gonna unhide this camera view and select this camera, and here it is. And this is a shot we need to render first before that. And yeah, everything is like set up, and we need to do one thing just here. And yeah, I feel like everything is set up. And yeah, now we just need to do one thing, and that is select this and go like this and see how is it looking like. Yeah, I hope so. It's looking good to me. And then go to this render tab and then click this render animation. And yeah, now we have to wait till it's completely rendered from frame 200 to 250. So yeah, now all the renders are completely done. Now I'm gonna just close it, and there's a one shot remaining for now, and I'm gonna reset these start frames from 300 and then set it like 340 RS. And after that, we are going to move light to uncheck this camera and unhide our first camera and view from it RS. Then I'm gonna play this animation. Yeah, this is the last shot we are going to render, and for this we also going to unhide this camera, and yeah, it's looking completely fine. And what do we need to do is just go with the render, and after that, with all the png files we have from frame 1 to frame 340, so we're gonna compiler all the images into a video format, and the animation will be ready. So before that, we just need to render this 40 frames, our last shot, and then go to this button. Let me check, is there any mistake? I did. So it's better to cross check again, and I observe everything is fitting fine. And now what I need to do is just go press render button and then render animation. Now we have to wait till it's completely rendered from 300 to 340 frames. So yeah, after that we will move to our compiler. We will compile all the images from frame 1 to 340 100 frames, and it will come up in the form of the video that will crawl that we call it animation. So yeah, let me pause this video till it's completely rendered. Hello, welcome back to this new video. Now our 340 frames are completely rendered. Now we have to do one thing. We have to form all these PNG formats into a video. So it will turn out as an animation. So what do we need to do is we have to search Blender here, and let me go into this. And yeah, after that we have to go. Let me cancel this. And after that we have to go to this video editing. And here we need to do one thing. Come here and then press Shift A. But before that, let me enable. Sorry, I don't think so. I have screencast keys anymore. So what do we need to do? We have to come here and press Shift A on your keyboard. And then after that, come to this image in sequence. And now we have to find where we saved our rendered frames. So here I saved, and I'm going to press this and press A on my keyboard to select all and add image strip. After that, if you press space on your keyboard, then you'll see this is the animation we are getting. All the frames combined into format of the video. So now you're able to see it is not as we created it. So we need to flip this because you are able to see here is 340 frames. But 340 frames was our last frame. So now we have to select this and go to this video and press this reverse frame. And now what we get, our animation will be reversed. This was our first shot. And after that, yeah, now it's looking as we wanted it. So what do we need to do? Here you are able to see the resolution of this is much larger than our actual frame. So we have to come to this tab and then go to this. Also select this and make this 1080 to match our resolution scale to a Y. And after that, go to this render properties and select cycles. And I'm going to select this GPU. And if you have, you can select it too. And I am going to select this to 1024 frames and enable denoiser. Set this and set this optics. If you have GPU, then you can go with optics. If you don't have, then you don't have to worry about it. When you will get it, you can. So after that, I'm going to this color management and let me select AGX and go with medium high contrast or medium low contrast. Yeah, it's looking nice. And after that, we are going to select where we wanted to save our video. And I'm going to select this and on the same folder, save my video. And here you have to be careful about this. File format should be FFmpeg video. FFmpeg video. So it will be saved as a video format. And yeah, after that, we have to do care of one thing, and that is the animation will be start from 1 and end will to 50. But after this animation will not be captured. So what do we need to do? Start frame should be this and end frame should be 340 IRS. And here you are able to see you can add one more thing, but let me increase this frame to 350 IRS. Here you can press shift on your keyboard and add fade out, or you can add color also. Now what will happen? Let me shift D, duplicate this and add in the starting like this. Now let me play this video. Yeah, it's little bit. Yeah. Now we also have to take care of one thing, and that is FPS, frame rate. Now what do we need to do? You're able to see this animation looks a very slow animation. Now we have to play with this. Let me play with this like grow with custom and then 20 and see how my animation is. it became a lot more slower. But now let me press this 30 rs. Yeah, it's a little bit speed. So I hope you like this video, and thank you so much for watching this video. We are done here, and we just need to do one more thing, and that is go to our veranda and then press render animation. And here you are able to see frame rates are going up like. Our video is completely rendered, and now what do we need to do? Just go to our go to our video is completely rendered here. Now we are done with this animation. And go to your folder where you saved this animation, and it's done. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Hope so we'll meet again in our new lesson. So thank you so much.